So welcome to this session. I know our time has been cut short by 15 minutes, so we'll try to be crisp about what we need to do. Hearing all the stalwarts, in particular the entrepreneurs this morning and a couple of financiers later when we were discussing our work, I was struck with one very important fact, and that was that there were three ecosystems I spearheaded while I was there in the Ministry of Civil Aviation. The first one was aviation financing and leasing. And we could be successful in setting up the GIFT City project. And all of you are aware, I will not talk much about it because that's not our topic, simply because there were no Indian vested interests in it. And I'm again being very harsh when I say this. However, in cargo and in MRO, again, MRO is a separate session, but in air cargo and MRO, we are underwhelmed completely. And in terms of what our opportunity is, the longer term opportunity, we are working in short time slices whenever we are taking decisions. This is something that is obvious to everybody. We are very good whenever a catastrophe comes. We then gang up together and beat the catastrophe. We gang up against a catastrophe or make sure that we survive, and we also realize the opportunities that are embedded whenever the going gets tough. And as our speakers in the morning have indicated, the going is certainly very tough this year and the year hereafter. So it's time to stand united together. It is time to look at every link in our business chain. Whoever is the weaker among your link in the business chain, value chain, kindly give out a helping hand to them and strengthen them, because that is how your business is going to survive and thrive going forward. Opportunity is there to invest because, as it is said in our ethos, काम क्रोध लोभ और नारी घोर परिस्थिति परखत चारी. Here, calm is your desire. Krodh is whenever there is anger or your mind is not fully stable. Lobh is your greed, or you can give it any other English name. And Nari is not the woman, because desire is already there in the first lot. But Nari here is mankind, your menfolk, your HR, your human endeavor. So, ghor paristhiti parkhat chari. We are in ghor paristhiti, and it's time for us to see how we can handle that. Two things have come across in the morning session. One, we are creating air cargo capacity, both at the airports and belly capacity, which is coming willy-nilly because the passenger segment is bringing it in. How do we make best use of it? If we see data, then we have never fully planned ahead to realize that air cargo capacity, which is belly capacity. And I'm very happy to hear the Blue Dart Aviation founder. It's again a fabulous scheduled airline operator, cargo airline operator. They celebrate their 30 years in June this year, fully profitable company. And he has committed that he has the gumption and he has the entrepreneurial strength to bring a freighter, a wide-bodied freighter operator into India. So you have, as cargo industry, you have the fabulous prospect of having an expanded belly cargo capacity and a new air freight capacity with wide-bodied aircraft coming in as well to handle the international leg, at least from what I'm hearing very briefly, coming in. Your domestic capacity at a freighter level, scheduled operations level, is already well served by Blue Dart Aviation. The more you strengthen that airline, the more it will grow. And I take words from the president when he said this morning that the Northeast has a huge amount of potential for perishables and other goods. We can serve our Northeast best only, I think, majorly by air cargo. So let's work to ensure that our domestic air cargo capacity serves our Northeast well. It is the need of the hour. It is also a strategic and security necessity. So you have to look not just at your pockets, you also have to look at the national interests as we go forward. So where can the consumption come from? The extra fillip, which I was saying, that in two segments, I never saw us performing to our capacity or to our needs. One is air cargo, one is MRO. And to me, and I will pose this question to the panel as well, and anybody can make their remark. I will give them separate time to make their opening gambit, but I'm just picking up from what we saw in the inaugural session so that we carry that thought forward. Where can additional consumption be forthcoming? Would anybody like to take a guess, or shall I throw a poser? Can it come from carrying routine cargo for our defense sector, for our disaster management sector, for our state governments and public sector undertakings who are perhaps in the defense domain as well? Is this a huge amount of new cargo that all of us could look to bring to our civil aviation segment? Let me start with Dinesh Kumarji. What are your thoughts? Where can new consumption for our capacity come?
Thank you, Vandana ji. It is very nice to be along with all the luminaries from the ministry, and during her time, a lot of fillip was given to the air cargo industry. The session in the morning has been very, very heavy, so I would like to make it a little lighter. Morning when I saw my face in the mirror, so I was looking very good, and when I entered here, probably I was not recognized by anyone. So then I'll go back and have a relook. So the same thing is happening in the cargo industry. So I just wanted to give this integrate. If we do not recognize that what is happening on ground, and please pardon my words, because starting the first cargo setup at Chennai International Airport, that was the first concept of international cargo terminal put at Chennai in 78. So all the things which we laid down that time, probably everything is cut and paste. It might sound very hard, but I think Vandana ji will recognize this because ministry has been supporting us. But then a lot of factors are yet to be answered. And I am coming into this very fast because the foundation is doing research and we want to move forward, and there is a potential. But how much policy is coming on ground? That is the real question to be answered. So coming to the cargo, international cargo has become of age because, starting from, say, formal concept of air cargo terminal in 78, so you have completed almost 50 years. So, and same amount of work that we have done in this industry. So while we have progressed on the digital side, our documentation reaches much faster, from anywhere, this corner to the world, very fast. But the cargo on ground has to go through the same rigmarole. So this is point number one. Unless we move fast on the ground, our digital speed is of no value. 10 minutes we can deliver in Blinkit. And Yashpal said that we can deliver to any corner of the world. That is fine, but ultimately customs has to further relax. I'll just leave you with a thought which is very old again. If I have time, I will go on, otherwise you can stop me.
Sure. Maybe we can go to another issue. and
Just
then come back.
one more minute,
Okay.
because you have to make the
Sure,
background,
sure.
otherwise nothing will be addressed.